In the heart of the city, a cruel fairy hunter was punishing his servant fairy in front of everyone. The people watched as the tiny creature cried out in unbearable pain, because fairies carried their hearts in their wings, and every press or break felt like torture. A girl happened to pass by. She saw the chaos, and she couldn't stand it. She rushed in, kicked the hunter from behind. He fell to the ground. The little fairy slipped free and landed gently in her hands. Without hesitation, the girl returned the wings to the fairy. At last, his suffering eased. Later, while walking through a fairy market, her eyes widened. Cages filled with frightened fairies lined the streets. Her heart ached, but she knew she couldn't free them all. Then, inside a nearby tent, she saw him, a grown fairy, his wings breathtaking, his face handsome, his gaze strong and unbroken. For a moment, her cheeks flushed red. The tent's owner appeared, boasting with pride. He called the fairy a warrior and said 3 of his men had died just trying to capture him. Then cruelly, he pressed a leather pouch. The warrior fairy winced in agony. Inside that pouch were his wings, his very heart. The girl couldn't bear it. She stepped forward, offered a single gold coin, and bought the fairy. The old man handed her the pouch. She held it close to her chest and whispered a promise she would protect it. On the carriage ride, she told him softly she would return his wings once they reached her destination. Until then, she asked him to guard her. Though cold at first, the fairy glanced quietly at her, and for the first time, he noticed her kindness. That night, they stayed in a ruined fort. She shared her food with him before drifting to sleep. In her dreams, she saw her mother, but when she opened her eyes, the fairy was sitting right in front of her. Embarrassed, she quickly looked away, her cheeks warm. The next morning, their journey continued. On the road, they came across a carriage under attack by bandits. The thieves turned on them as well. Without hesitation, the girl ordered the fairy to fight. He spread his wings, summoned a weapon in an instant, and struck down every bandit with ease. For the first time, the girl realized the true power of the warrior fairy she had saved, and in that same moment, he began to realize the gentleness of the girl who had freed him from pain.